If you ask me how to get started with preparedness, my answer is almost always the same. Make a plan and then get out and practice it. Not because you're waiting for something to go wrong, but because practice is where you find out what actually works and what doesn't. So this weekend, we joined a group of friends at a campground. Field Day is the weekend that ham radio operators around the country test their gear under contest conditions. It was our excuse to get together. And although we're all ham radio operators and our weekend did include a small amount of radio work, we actually seized the opportunity to get together and test some of our other off-grid capabilities. I spent the week before cleaning the camper, doing laundry, running through our gear list, we picked up a few new things to try, like a coffee percolator and some cinder blocks for a DIY rocket stove we've been wanting to build. When we got to camp, we realized we'd left the hammer at home, the one tool we needed to break out a side of one of the blocks. So the rocket stove never even made it out of the truck. Lesson 1, it's never the big thing that trips you up. It's the dumb little tool you forgot. So finally we had the trailer packed and all hooked up in the driveway. About an hour and a half later, we met up with our friends, some of them already set up. We backed in, leveled the camper, put the slides out, got the power running for our CPAPs, the usual routine. Then we did something that mattered just as much as any of the rest of it. We stopped rushing. Between our group, we had 4 dogs, 2 tents, 1 travel trailer, and 1 conversion van. So introductions were kind of inevitable. Luckily, the doggos got along fine, and we took them on some walks together throughout the campground. It might seem like a small thing, but it's really part of the same idea as everything else this weekend. You don't know how something's going to go until you actually try it. Later, we sat around the fire, caught up with the people we hadn't seen in a while, and had pizza while everyone else rolled in. Preparedness isn't only about gear and checklists. Half of it is just knowing the people you'd want next to you if things got difficult. The first morning started with coffee over the fire. And I don't know what it is, but that first cup outside is just heavenly. Breakfast was Grammy's sweet oatmeal from 4 Patriots, made on the propane stove. And even Jeff approved after he dumped a bunch of honey in it, which for him is basically a rave review. Lunch was the old reliable standby, peanut butter and jelly. Dinner that night was another 4 Patriots meal. They called it fireside chili. It was not chili. There were noodles in it, lentils, carrots. None of us could have told you exactly what we were eating, but since there weren't any leftovers, I think that counts as a win. I also, in the meantime, managed to melt my handles on my cast iron wok while cooking it over the fire. So add that to the list of things we learned the hard way. I'll consider it my excuse to buy a proper cast iron Dutch oven for next time. Second morning, we planned eggs and pancakes. Instead, we just had coffee. Because somebody forgot the butter and syrup. But nobody really minded. We just packed up and had brunch at a place on the way home. Later, Jeff and I tried some military MREs for dinner, just to see how they were. It genuinely surprised us. Flavorful and filling, and the sides made it feel like a real meal instead of a survival ration. Once camp was settled, it was time to mess with the radios. We weren't chasing contacts or trying to win anything. We just wanted to set things up and see what worked. One station ran an end-fed half-wave antenna on a Yaesu FT991A. We listened on voice for a little bit and then switched over to JS8 call. That's a digital mode you send over radio instead of talking.
There's something.
Another station was breaking in a brand new ATAS antenna, also on an FT991A, but running off an EcoFlow. We must have repositioned that antenna 3 or 4 times trying to get it to cooperate. Never did get it to work the way we hoped.
Problem is you're not getting anything.
But that's the whole point of testing new equipment. Instead of finding out on the actual emergency, now we know. Not everything clicked, and that's okay. That's the assignment. Once the radios got packed away, everybody drifted back to the fire. And honestly, that might have been the best part of the whole trip. Just a bunch of stories, questions, people bouncing ideas off each other. Preparedness isn't really a solo sport. It's better with people who will tell you when your rocket stove idea needs a hammer. This time we were at a developed campground, so we still had a lot of conveniences most of the time. If we'd been somewhere more remote, we might have leaned on our off-grid setup a lot harder, but that's a trip for another day. This weekend still did what it was supposed to do. It's not about having the perfect gear or the newest thing on the market. It's about getting outside, trying it, messing it up, and doing it a little better next time. Confidence doesn't come from owning the equipment. It comes from knowing how to use it. Thanks for coming along with us. We'll see you next time on Equipped and Ready.